In October 2025, a Roblox game about stealing internet memes did something no video game had ever done. It pulled 25.8 million players online in the same moment, a higher peak than Fortnite, Minecraft, or any game in history has ever reported. And it wasn't even the only Roblox game to pass Fortnite that year. While the biggest studios on Earth spent hundreds of millions on the next big shooter, two Roblox games, built on some of the simplest ideas you've ever heard, walked past Fortnite's all-time record in a single summer. So, how does a platform full of kids' games beat Fortnite at its own record? It comes down to 3 ingredients, and you can watch Roblox discover them one game at a time. This is how Roblox beat Fortnite. It starts in 2016 with a game most players today have never opened, MeepCity. There's no winning. You adopt a little Meep, decorate a house, and hang out with friends. That's ingredient 1, a loop with no finish line, so there's always a reason to come back. On January 30th, 2018, it made MeepCity the first Roblox game ever to cross 1 billion visits. Roblox had proven it could hold an audience the size of a country. But total visits and players online at once are two very different things. And that difference is the whole story. Keep MeepCity in mind. Its ending isn't a happy one. Then, in 2019, a pet game called Adopt Me added the second ingredient. Not just a loop, a schedule. New pets and eggs dropped at set times for a limited window, so players didn't just come back, they all came back at the exact same moment before the pets were gone. On the day the Ocean Egg launched in 2021, Adopt Me hit almost 2 million players online at once, the biggest Roblox had ever seen. For the first time, a Roblox game was syncing millions of people to a clock. But Fortnite's record was 15.3 million. Adopt Me, the biggest thing Roblox had, was still 10 times too small. In 2020, Brookhaven showed what happens when a game has the loop, but not the schedule. No goals, no events, you just live. Drive a car, own a house, role-play a life. It became one of the most visited Roblox games ever. Over 85 billion visits. And yet, it never came close to Fortnite's record. Because visits pile up slowly, over years. The record is about one single moment. Brookhaven proved you can be enormous and still never break it, if you never give millions of people a reason to show up at the same second. In 2025, 2 games finally did, and they did it cheaper than anyone thought was possible. March 2025. A game launches where you plant seeds and wait for them to grow. That's the whole game. It's called Grow a Garden, but it took Adopt Me's trick and sharpened it. Seeds restock on a timer, so the smart move is to be online the second they do. Then the developers staged a live event, a mock admin war with a rival game on August 23rd. It drove Grow a Garden to 22.3 million players at once, the first Roblox game ever to pass 20 million, and the first to beat Fortnite's all-time record. A game about watching plants grow. The wall Fortnite had held for years was down. And then came the third ingredient, the one that broke everything. Steal a Brainrot launched in 2025, riding Italian Brainrot, absurd AI meme characters that were blowing up on TikTok. The loop is simple. Buy weird little characters and steal them from other players before they steal yours. Losing your rarest one stings, so people posted it, raged about it, shared it. The game advertised itself for free on every feed. By October 2025, it hit 25.8 million players at once, the highest peak concurrent count any game has ever reported. Not a billion-dollar studio. A meme game on Roblox already passed 70 billion visits. 2 Roblox games, 1 year, both bigger than Fortnite ever was. So here's what nobody in the industry wants to say. The games that beat Fortnite weren't better than Fortnite. They were simpler. They just nailed all 3 ingredients at once: a loop with no end, a reason to log in at the same time, and something people couldn't stop sharing. And the proof it worked? An officially licensed Fortnite version of Steal a Brainrot was made, and it became the first Fortnite creative map in history to hit 1 million players. The record didn't just beat Fortnite, it got copied onto Fortnite. For years, the rule was simple: the best-made game wins. Roblox just rewrote it. The highest peak in gaming history didn't go to the most beautiful game. It went to the most repeatable one. Cheap enough to build, timed to sync millions at once, and viral enough to spread on its own. And remember MeepCity, the game that started this whole climb? As of this recording, a couple hundred people are playing it. Because the same trick that builds a record can't hold one. The crowd just moves to the next loop. So here's the real question. When a garden and a meme can beat Fortnite, did the best game win? Or just the cheapest one? Tell me below, because the next record is already being built.